Welcome back to the Worldwide American Football League. We start week 13 off with Tokyo versus Dublin. It's the Shamrocks defense, the big Shamrock himself, Myles Garrett, with the sack. So now Shamrocks ball, 3rd and 5. CJ Stroud having a great year, but under pressure. Tiger defense causes the sack fumble. That was Joey Bosa in on that one. Shamrocks later in the second quarter. CJ Stroud to Jahan Dotson for the first score. 7-0 Shamrocks. Now here's Hendon Hooker going deep. Christian Kirk takes it all the way to the house. We're tied up at 7. Later in the second, 10-7. Shamrocks. Stroud lofting it up and Moore. DJ Moore bringing it down. Nice catch. 27. Shamrocks pulling away, but here's Hendon Hooker pulling it down and getting the first. Hard charging run. 3rd and 6 now in the fourth. Hooker throws. Nice tough catch for the first down. 1st and goal now for the Tigers, and the pass is complete. Tigers are back in this one. Dameon Pierce out of the backfield gets the touchdown. They just need to stop on 3rd and 12. The Shamrocks get just enough for the field goal. May put this game out of reach. Under a minute to go. What can the Tigers do? On the run, Hendon Hooker swallowed up by Sweat. Montez Sweat says 1 is not enough. Come my way and you get sacked again. So tough ending for the Tigers. Shamrocks win this one handily. 23-14 is the final. Now let's head to Mexico City. It's the Golden Eagles hosting the Thunderbirds, and we have ourselves a good old-fashioned punt-off. You take it. No, you take it. Golden Eagles and Thunderbirds punting it back and forth all quarter long. Not until the second we get some action. That punt by the Thunderbirds pins the Golden Eagles inside the 10, and the punt actually leads to the safety, so the punts were important after all. Thunderbirds up 2-0. Max Crosby in on that safety, and then Tannehill to Mike Evans. Big year for Evans, leading to the field goal. So the odd score of 5-0. Nearing the end of the first half, 8-3. Thunderbirds get their first touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster with the catch, 15-3. Najee Harris busting and breaking down in the goal line. And the Thunderbirds continue to roll in the third. There's Juju Smith-Schuster with a touchdown grab, 22-3. Golden Eagles still fighting in the fourth. Allen Lazard with the touchdown catch, 22-10. Golden Eagles have a chance. They need to score on this drive. But Kurt Benkert is hit and fumbled. This Thunderbird defense is flocking everywhere in his face. And then Tannehill retaliates. Mike Evans touchdown, 29-10. The Golden Eagles will sneak in a little garbage time touchdown with Ramondre Stevenson. But final score, 28-17. Thunderbirds are rolling and win. Now let's get steamy. The Virginia Beach Steamers hosting the San Diego Sentinels. And there's Josh Dobbs throwing it deep downfield. Michael Pittman hauls it in the red zone now. Handing it off, Tony Pollard squeaks his way into the end zone. Touchdown Sentinels, 10-0 lead early. The Steamers won't get a point until the fourth quarter here on the field goal. So 10-3, low-scoring game. Steamers get the ball back, and Joe Burrow, a little play fake, zips it down to the goal line. So 1st and goal, the Steamers, they're going up the gut, handoff. Austin Hooper goes up and over the defense, so we're tied. Minute to go. Steamers with the ball back. Joe Burrow throwing it out of bounds. Seemingly a 4th down coming up, but flag on the play. Steamers get another chance. So 50 seconds to go. Burrow gets the first down. Then 2nd and 12. Handoff doesn't go anywhere. There's a fumble. Steamers lost their momentum. But wait, the refs are going to step in a second time and say that knee is down. So Steamers with their 3rd chance get the field goal to win it. And the kick goes straight through the uprights, 13-10. They come back from 10-0 to win this one. Joe Burrow gets the comeback victory. Now in Brooklyn, the Snowhawks and the Wizards go head-to-head. 3rd and 24. Brock Purdy's moving in the pocket, and he's launching one deep. Look at the arm on Purdy, and Tyreek Hill has speed to burn for the touchdown. Wizards up early, 7-0. Now here's Trevor Lawrence for the Snowhawks, and he's intercepted. Wizards defense diving, picked him off, but it set up the Wizards offense with bad field position. Purdy gets safety by Quinnen Williams. So 7-5 in the second with our weird score Trevor Lawrence is dealing. First down. First and goal to fourth and goal. Lawrence moving around. Intercepted a second time. So this red zone Wizards defense banks with the pick, keeping the Wizards out in front. And the Snowhawks keep trying, keep digging back at the Wizards. They're moving into goal range here. Fourth and goal. This time they convert on fourth down. And Dan Arnold catches the touchdown pass. 2-point conversion. Nearly intercepted. So 10-11, 1-point game. Wizards ball. Down one. Purdy. Play action over the middle to Kittle. 3rd and 1. Handoff. No, it's play action again. But it doesn't go anywhere. Settling with the field goal. The Wizards can only go up 2 with 2 minutes to go. The Snowhawks go back up. Dwayne Eskridge catches the laser from Lawrence. And then with all their timeouts and under 2 minutes to go, the Wizards with the ball, but Purdy's hit and fumbled. The Snowhawks defense comes up clutch. All Purdy, the agony, might have lost them the game. Now we go handoff, David Montgomery. And the Snowhawks are going to run this one out. Chip in a field goal for good measure. And that's it. The clock expires 21-13. The Snowhawks come back and secure the win. Now it's Bison's Oilers in an AFC South shootout. Here are the Bison's ball in the first. Jameis Winston throwing down the middle of the field. Pass complete. Now first and goal handoff. Dalvin Cook finishes the drive with a score. Bison's going to go up to a fast 13-0 start. Oilers in trouble. It's a fumble. Will Levis loses it. Bison's in control, 13-3 now in the third. Winston launching it deep towards the end zone. Calvin Ridley with the touchdown, 20-3. 3 minutes to go in the fourth, but the Oilers are bombing it deep. They're not out of it. Quez Watkins, onside kick. We haven't had one complete this entire year, but the hit jars the ball loose, and the Oilers complete the first successful onside kick. Down 10 in the fourth, 2:30 to go. And we have Zay Flowers burning the Bison secondary. Now all of a sudden the Oilers just down 3. Winston throws on third down incomplete. So 2 minutes to go. Oilers are in this thing. Zay Flowers bouncing off the corner's tackle, and he's going to go the rest of the way to the house. The Oilers take back the lead in a matter of minutes. Under a minute to go. Winston, what can he do? Scrambling in the pocket, tucks it and runs for a first down. 40 seconds left, 3rd and 2. Winston throws left. Pass caught, but it's 4th and inches, 20 seconds to go. Play action, Winston throwing. There's another catch down to the 10. They burn a timeout. They have none left. Now Winston throws for the end zone. It's caught. Darius Slayton with the game-winning grab. The Bisons win it 27-24 and stop the Oilers' miraculous comeback. Next in Albuquerque, the Aviators take on the Monarchs. Up 3-0 in the first. LaMonarch Jackson has some room to run. He takes it down to the 5, 3rd and 2 for the Monarchs. Jackson finds the window and finds Jameson Williams for the touchdown. 10-0 in the second now. Jordan Love scooting around the defense, throws, gets the first down. Now 1st and goal for Love. Love going right. Throws towards the corner pylon, and Donovan Peoples-Jones sure-handed for the score, 10-7. Now in the red zone, Lamar finds Charlie Werner, and this man won't go down, breaking tackles left, right, and center. Gets down to the 2-yard line for a 1st and goal. And then Jackson finds the other tight end, Dalton Kincaid, for the score. So 17-7 in the third. Aviator ball. Love's got Zach Ertz down the sideline, busting and breaking down to the 3-yard line. Then 3rd and goal from the 1. Handoff goes to Jamal Williams, and he scoots in for the easy score. 17-14 in the third. Lamar lofts one deep over the shoulder, finds Jameis Williams for his 2nd touchdown. Then in the fourth, Lamar, he's rolling out right, sees some daylight and the defenders there, but he gets into the end zone, scoring on the ground, 3 through the air. 31-14 is the final. Monarchs in full control. Now in Rio, the NFC South is up for grabs as Nighthawks and Desperados. Bryce Young for the Nighthawks, throwing it deep. Isaiah Hodgkins has room to run, and he might go all the way to the end zone, just 1 yard short. Great catch and run, though. Nighthawks are going to finish this drive with a handoff up the middle. Alberto taking the fullback carries. And then Nighthawks, a little later, Christian McCaffrey joins in with a rushing touchdown, 14-0. Desperados down, but not out. Trey Lance DJ Chark, spin move and in. So the Desperados cut this thing to 7 and then get the ball later in the second. Lance going back to Chark. DJ Chark absolutely torching this Nighthawks secondary. And then in the third, handoff to Etienne, and he is juking and breaking his way across the goal line and getting the Desperados back in the lead. Now Trey Lance, play action, rolling right, throwing on the move, and Deebo Samuel hauls in the touchdown score. X Factor lighting up on that play. 28-17, the Desperados now pulling away. Now Bryce Young running for his life, throws it away, and the call for roughing the passer gives the Nighthawks another shot at this, but they're facing a 4th and 21, and that pass tipped away. Desperado defense holds up. 31-17 is the final. Desperados first in the South. Now we go to Dragons Orbits in London. Orbits ball up 3 in the second, and Micah Parsons is going to pop this ball loose. Jalen Hurts loses it, and then Kyler Murray on 3rd and 10 in the red zone gets 9, so they're going to have to tie it up with a field goal. 3-3. Now Jalen Hurts on 3rd down, trying to run for it, only gets 8 of 10, so out comes the kicker. Field goal game early in the first half. 6-3 Dragons. Murray to Adam Thielen, getting down to the 3-yard line. 1st and goal. Jahmyr Gibbs caps off the drive with a running touchdown. 10-6, our first TD. Now Murray in the third. Throws over the middle into the red zone. Thielen again. 3rd and 13 now. Throwing it away, settling for the field goal. And the kick is good. So 13-6, just a touchdown game for the Orbits. In the fourth, Hurts, he's bombing it deep. Pass complete. We're in the red zone. 3rd and goal from the 5. 2 feet in. Odell Beckham ties this game up at 13. Now a minute to go. Murray throwing to TJ Hawkinson for the first down. Under a minute, 40 seconds to go. Murray, pass complete again. Now we're in field goal range. 30 seconds, 2nd inches. Gibbs getting them even closer for the chip shot winning field goal. Dragons just need to hang on with a few seconds left. Jalen Hurts, does he have a Hail Mary up his sleeve? Pass is thrown deep downfield, and it's caught inbounds by Odell Beckham. So London hangs on to win 16-13 after the last-minute heroics by Kyler Murray in this Dragons offense. Now we go to Austin. The Armadillos hosting the Pioneers in the first. Pioneer ball, Josh Rosen thrown to his tight end, Will Disley. Disley gets the first down inside the 10. Now 2nd and goal, Pioneers handoff. Diving Javonte Williams gets the early lead. 7-0 Pioneers. Later in the third, it's 10-0. But the Armadillos handing off to Breece Hall. He's running wild with the first down. Now Goff is back to pass. Clean pocket. Throwing to the right. Down the sideline. Deontay Johnson steps out of bounds. Now in the red zone. They're on a drive. Goff caps it off with a touchdown pass to Byron Pringle. Later in the third, Pioneers still up. They go handoff up the middle, and Javonte Williams slices through the Armadillos' shell defense and scores. 17-10 now in the fourth. Just a minute 20 to go. And Goff is on another drive. Pass complete inside the red zone. 50 seconds left. Going to dump off to the back out of the backfield, and plowing ahead is Breece Hall to tie this thing up. We're going to overtime. 17-17. Pioneers ball in overtime, and Rosen's looking for T. Higgins down the sideline, in and out of his hands, so Armadillos will take over. 3rd and 10. Goff facing the pressure. Khalil Mack ends that drive. So Pioneers, their second chance. Just an onslaught, breaks up the screen, so Armadillos' second chance. Goff, a pass complete inside the red zone. Brandon Cooks gets down in field goal range, and so Armadillos take advantage, win this one in overtime. Back and forth they went, but the Armadillos sealed the deal and won. Now we head to Paris. The Voyagers and the Bulls going head-to-head. 3rd and 9. Sam Darnold rolling right, and he has a wide open tight end. That's Mike Gesicki going all the way down inside the 5. But on 3rd and goal, Austin Eckler is stuffed by the Bulls defense, so goal line stand forces them to a 3-point lead. But next possession down, the Bulls can't stop Robbie Chosen, so Voyagers going up 10-0. On offense, how will the Bulls respond? Tua down the middle to Kadarius Toney. He hangs on to it, Then 2nd and 8 from the 24. Tua finds Cole Kmet dragging across the field. He won't go down easily, falling forward now. 3rd and goal, the Bulls. Tua can't escape the pressure. Sanders with the sack. Now 4th and goal, they're getting the field goal. So 13-3 now in the 3rd. Tua's trying to find Tony deep downfield, but he's intercepted. That's cornerback A.J. Terrell for the Voyagers, bringing that one back. And so 13-3, they hang on to the lead in the 3rd. Pass to Cooper Kupp is complete. Now at the goal line, handoff to Eckler. He's shifty and dragging a defender over the goal line, bringing this lead up to 20. And with the ball in the 4th, the Voyagers aren't letting up. Darnold to a sliding Robbie Chosen, his 2nd touchdown. Huge lead now, 27-3 in the 4th. The Bulls trying to come back. Garrett Wilson with the catch over the middle, but 4th down. And Tua trying to make a play at the end of the game, but a stop by this Voyager defense. Final score 27-3, a dominating performance for Paris. Now we go to Blues versus Elks, a couple of the top teams in the WAFL. And Anthony Richardson for the Elks, lofting it up to T.Y. Hilton, getting in the red zone, now 1st and goal. And Alexander Madison plows ahead. Elks up 10-0 in the first half. Richardson again throwing, 1st down, Waddle with the catch. 2nd and 10, 20 seconds left in the half. Pass complete down the sideline. And so with 1 second to go, they're going to tack on an extra field goal and go up 13-0, now 16-0 in the 4th. Elks not giving up a single point, and then Anthony Richardson, look at the burst, going ahead for the score. Big lead now, 23-0. Russell Wilson, can he conjure up any magic? No, the Elks defense and Jermaine Johnson, the 2nd, all over him. 4th and 5 now for the Blues. Wilson throwing on the run, throws it about 3 yards too short. So here we go again, another chance, another 4th down. And the Blues, we have Jones out of the backfield. 1 minute to go, though. And Fred Warner puts this game to rest. And the Blues are absolutely shut out by the Elks. Now let's go to Sunday night prime time. The Condors and the Huskies in Anchorage, Alaska. Justin Herbert finds Elijah Moore. Toe tap back of the end zone. Great catch, 7-0 Huskies. Now here's Justin Fields taking a big sack, bringing up a 4th and 34. And now Huskies with the ball back in the 2nd. Justin Herbert slinging it down the middle of the field, making it look easy to Colby Parkinson, his tight end. 14-0 Huskies with the ball again. And it's Herbert with another strike down the middle to Elijah Moore. The 2nd touchdown for Moore. 21-3. Condors are getting boat raced by the Huskies. Look at the tackle breaking by Elijah Moore. This is the Elijah Moore game. He can't be stopped. 28-3 now. Condors, they're battling back. It's Fields to Elijah Mitchell with a huge catch and run inside the red zone. And the Condors going back to Mitchell for the score. So we have Elijah Moore and Elijah Mitchell going back-to-back touchdowns. Now 28-10. Herbie Huskies back in the red zone finds Devonta Smith going up 35-10. Condor ball. Fields, pass complete. Brandon Ayuk calls it in after taking the hit. 35-17. 30 seconds to go. Condors are just about out of it, but they score. Ayuk again with a touchdown grab to bring it closer than it really was. 35-24. Huskies win. Herbert 5 touchdowns. And now we finish in San Antonio for Monday Night Football. It's the Riverhogs and the Dreadnoughts. Riverhogs already up 3-0 in the first, but Deshaun Watson's getting chased down by James Smith-Williams in his own end zone. So now it's 3-2 in the second. Handoff goes to Ezekiel Elliott, and he's bobbing and weaving through the Riverhogs defense. Now 3rd and 5 at the 15, and Geno Smith throws it away. So 4th and 5, out trots the kicker. And the Dreadnoughts are going up 2. It's 5-3. Deshaun Watson back to pass for the Riverhogs. And Cortland Sutton 2 feet down. Great sideline grab, keeping the drive alive for the go-ahead field goal. So 6-5, a weird score you don't see every day. Geno Smith, next possession, he can't connect. So guess what? More field goals So now it's 8-6, Dreadnoughts ball and the lead. And Gino, he's going to 89. That's Braden Willis, the third-string tight end. The Dreadnoughts going triple tight ends on this one, and it pays off. Dreadnoughts expanding their lead to 9, but they're not done. In the goal line yet again, Ezekiel Elliott bounces off tackle for the rushing score, and that will be the final 23-6. The Dreadnoughts win easily. Gino, 348 passing. All right, with Week 13 in the books, let's take a look around the league at some stats and standings. Here are just a few of the standouts. We have Herbert with his 5 touchdowns, Garrett with his 4 sacks, Javonte Williams nearly 200 yards on 23 carries, and then Houston the fourth, he had 2 sacks. Now let's go to our passing leaders. Number 1 in the league is Monarch Jackson, 3,003 yards. The first one over 3,000 in Week 13, 14 touchdowns to go along with that. Then right behind him, Trevor Lawrence, 2,900 yards and 24 touchdowns. And third, Joe Burrow, 2,878 yards, 16 touchdowns. And in rushing, our leading back is Javonte Williams after a couple of big weeks, 866 and 10 touchdowns, over 200 carries so far after 13 weeks. Number 2, Bijan Robinson, 158 for 842 and 5 touchdowns. And third, it's Joe Mixon for the Black Knights, 192 carries, 825 yards, and 7 touchdowns. And then leading the league in receiving is Tyreek Hill, 59 catches, 983 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Right behind him for the Lumberjacks is number 2, Amari Cooper, 971, but just 1 touchdown. And currently in third, Stephon Diggs for the Blues, 847 and 7 touchdowns. And then on defense, leading the league in sacks is Aaron Donald with 15 and a half of them after 13 weeks. But that is not all. He also leads the league with 32 tackles for loss alongside DeForest Buckner. But in total tackles, it's Robert Spillane. He's been near the tops of the charts all season long, tackling machine for the Dreadnoughts. And there's been a lot of interceptions this year, but none more than Trevon Diggs for the Snowhawks, really anchoring that Snowhawks secondary. So after all the stats are tallied for Week 13, the Dak Knight, Dak Prescott, number 1 in the MVP race, has fallen to 3. Number 2 is Justin Fields, and number 1, Jalen Hurts for the Orlando Orbits, taking the top spot, even though the Orbits lost. Speaking of the Orbits, they've lost their second straight, while the remainder of the AFC East has won 2 in a row. So the Snowhawks, 8-4, lead the East. Steamers, 7-5. Caps tied 7-5. And then Orbits, 6-5-1. Down, but not out of it. The closest division by far. Excited to see where this one goes. Then in the AFC North, every single team lost this week, so the division remains the same. Blues at 9-3 at the top spot. Riverhawks, number 2 in the North, 7-5. Antlers, 6-6. And Aviators, 4-8. Then in the AFC South, the Bison streak continues. They've won 5 straight and are 9-3, followed by the Dreadnoughts, 6-6, breaking even after a tough start. Armadillos are third at 5-7. And then last, like they've been all year long, the 2-10 Oilers. And we round out the AFC with the AFC West. Every team on a losing streak right now. Condors, they lost. They're 9-3, number 1 in the West. Sentinels, 5-6-1. Redwoods are still 5-7. And Pioneers, 2-10. Now over in the international side, the NFC East, the Shamrocks remain number 1 in the East, 9-3. Black Knights, 6-6. Voyagers now 6-6. And the Dragons, 6-7. So a close cluster of teams fighting and clawing for that last playoff spot, potentially. Now in the North, who would have seen this? The once undefeatable looking Mounties are 8-4, and they are tied with the Huskies and the Thunderbirds, also at 8-4. A team in the Huskies who started off 0-3 has rallied all the way back. They've won 4 straight, and they've won 8 of the last 9. And Thunderbirds also started off slow, has rallied 8-4, leaving the Lumberjacks as the lowly team out at 3-9. But this race has become one of the top ones to watch. I'm excited to see how this goes. Now we go from highs to lows. The NFC South has been one of the weaker divisions all year long, but someone has got to win it and get a home playoff berth. So Desperados, 6-6, are the current lead. Wizards, they're not too far behind them at 5-7. The Nighthawks have lost 5 straight. They used to lead the division. Now they're 4-8. And the Golden Eagles, 3-9, lost 2 straight. They look like they're out of it. And then in the West, the Elks coming off a huge win after being put on fraud alert for 2 straight losses, bounced back, beat the Blues, a dominant Blues team lately. And Monarchs, they won. They're 6-7. Bulls, they're third, 5-7. And Tigers, 4-8. So those are the divisions. But what if we stack the teams together? Well, the polls are telling us that the Shamrocks are coming out at our number 1 team at 9-3. But it's a 4-way tie. The Condors, Blues, Bisons nipping at their heels. All quality teams. And then Elks 5th, but they're 8-4. Also, some interesting things to look for going forward. The Bisons are on a 5-game win streak ahead of the Huskies with a 4-game win streak of their own. And the Dreadnots, they've won 3 straight, bringing them back to 500. But while there are winners, we must also look at the losers. And the Buenos Aires Nighthawks have lost 5 straight games. Once 4-3 has fallen to 4-8. And right behind them, the Pioneers, they've lost 3 straight ever since the Chosen Rosen comeback game, followed by the Golden Eagles and Mounties at 2 games each. There's some other interesting little stat nuggets around the league. Playing in the Dome, the St. Louis Riverhogs are 6-1, nearly undefeatable. The Riverhogs, kings of the indoor, but who is the king of the outdoor? It's the Memphis Blues. 9 wins outside, only 2 losses. And if you remember, a lot of those games, it was pouring rain. They were mucking it up out there, but they always came home with the win. And speaking of wins, what about overtime wins? Well, the Orbits have played the most overtime games at 4, and they're 3-1 in those games. And that's tied for the most in the league. So Orbits, next week, we'll have to look ahead. Maybe it'll be an overtime game once again. But before we look ahead to next week's slate of games, let's look at the playoff picture as it currently stands. Number 1 in the AFC, the Sacramento Condors, the Blues, they've dropped down to 2 in a potential Blues-Caps matchup. Number 3 versus 6 would be the Bisons and Steamers, and 4-5, Snowhawks, Riverhogs in the AFC. And in the NFC, there's been some movement. The Shamrocks, they're still number 1 in the conference, but number 2 is the Elks. They'll be paired with a number 7, London Black Knights. Number 3 and 6, 2 teams from the NFC North, the Mounties and the Thunderbirds, and 4-5 matchup. Desperados hosting the surging Huskies would be a fun one to watch. So that wraps it up for week number 13. In week 14, we have the Monarchs and the Dragons both on a bye. Everyone else is coming back, and we have some marquee matchups. The NFC North is up for grabs. The 8-4 Thunderbirds versus the 8-4 Mounties, and the NFC South also up for grabs. The Desperados and the Wizards. If the Wizards win, they can take the top spot. So a lot to look forward to, and I'll see you in week 14.